What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Brian Daniels here with Dragon Blogger. Going to do my first Is It Good review in ages, and I thought I'd start with Car Mechanic Simulator. This is the PC port of Car Mechanic Simulator 2018 that got ported over just this week to the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4. This game is $29.99. You can pick it up now, and I'm going to tell you guys something. I wanted to review this game. I want to thank the folks for hooking me up with a review copy of it. They hooked me up with this game, and I appreciate you guys for doing that. I have never worked on a car before. I don't know jack about cars. I've never worked on cars. I know of parts, but I've never seen them. I know how to change a tire. I don't even know how to change the oil. So if that says anything, I know some of you probably thinking, "Oh, you don't even know how to change oil. How do you not know how to change oil?" So I'll tell you something right now. No, I don't. So, however, I learned. I've learned how to change the oil thanks to this game. It's actually not as hard as... It's actually not hard. People say it's really easy, so maybe I'll try it someday on my own car. But anyway, I wanted to play this game to get the experience of being a mechanic. I wanted to learn about cars because I love cars. I love cars in the sense of I love classic cars. My dream car is a '69 Chevy Corvette Stingray. That's my dream car. Sorry, 67 Corvette Stingray, I believe. T-top. That's what I want. And I love cars. I go to car shows. I love checking out cars. I like riding cars. I like driving cars. I love cars. But I don't know a lot about the inner workings of a car. So I really was hoping to learn that here. And I'm going to tell you something. I did. So as you can first see here, this is the garage. We got a car already in the shop to work on. You got a map here of all these different places you can go. You can go to a junkyard, which I haven't unlocked. You can test drive your car. Just test drive the cars to find out what's wrong with the cars, because a lot of times when you get orders for cars, which if you see in the top right corner, there's a little blue icon that has a phone that tells you how many orders you have coming in. You can accept them or not. This is where you buy parts for your cars and stuff like that. You're not going to know what's wrong with the car unless they tell you, or unless you have experience in working on that particular thing, like brakes, oil changes, etc. So, bottom line is that this game teaches you a lot. It teaches you about where parts are in cars. I'm looking at the plates right now because that Indiana license plate is not at all accurate, which is weird, but this teaches you about car parts. It teaches you about basically, like, the hip bone's connected to the leg bone or whatever, right? That sort of thing. I know it's a funny way of putting it, but for me, I was very unfamiliar with vehicles. And you level up in this game. You can unlock certain things in your garage, like this repair bench where you can actually repair parts that are broken. I haven't done that yet. But as you progress, you'll see here a little skill tree. You do level up. The little orange icon in the top right corner represents your skill level. These are the orders that you can take, that you get in. You don't have to take them. You don't have to even take more than one at a time. Actually, you're only limited to how many you can take in your garage at a time. But you will get better as a mechanic, and this is the skill tree. This is basically like an RPG. Now, when you put that in the mix, it really gets me to like the game more. There's certain things you can do, like be able to recognize faults on parts more often, being able to quickly examine things better, being able to take a look at something and know pretty much exactly what's wrong with it without needing to test it, for instance. There are multiple things in this garage. There's the oil drain, which I didn't even I forgot to do that the very first time I ever changed oil in the game. I forgot to drain it, so I incurred a penalty for dropping oil on the floor. I'm about to test this Jeep, which there are some real life cars in this game you can work on, which is pretty cool. You get these tests, like this one's going to be the test path, where you're basically driving down the car and you go through 3 separate tests for the suspension, the brakes, and the tires themselves. And it will tell you, what's wrong. That's what's fun about this. I look at it as a puzzle. What is wrong with this car? What do I need to do? Because when you get an order, a lot of times your customers are going to be real, they're not going to know. It's just like when you go to, whenever it is you take your car to, and you say, yeah, I hear a knocking sound, or, when I put my foot on the pedal, it kind of vibrates too hard, or it's leaning more to the left, or it's drifting more to the right, you know, when it shouldn't be, or it's out of alignment, or I think a tire's blown. You know, they're gonna tell you the things you would tell people when you go to the mechanic. So you have to know how to test the cars. Eventually, the game does a good job of easing you into the more difficult things. Like, there was an instance where the engine was knocking, and I couldn't even move the car to the test path to drive it because the engine wouldn't start. So I had to take it to the lift here, and I had to tear apart the engine. And I got so mad, I worked on it for an hour and a half, that I tore apart an entire engine, and it wasn't even the engine was the problem. It was the radiator that was broken. A lot of times you won't know what's wrong with the part until you take it off the car, much like how people would in real life. There are some mechanics out there that have a lot of experience. They're able to see things at a glance and know right away what's wrong. And you will be able to, in this game, upgrade your mechanic's skill level to be able to do that, to where you'll be able to glance at certain things or get familiar with certain parts of a car. Here I'm fixing the brake caliper and the brake disc, as well as the ABS pump and module. That's the anti-lock brake system. I've been learning all about that. If you look inside here, you can see you can actually tag what things are broken once you discover what they are, and they'll highlight themselves in blue like that. If you notice the little blue outline, see that? That's what's wrong. So once you order the part, which you saw me do earlier, you can then go in and replace the parts. As you see, I'm fixing the car here. I love this, by the way, because it allows you to kind of look around, and you can really get under the car or go over the hood. Like I did that all over the hood. I didn't have to lift the car up. Now, in order to get to the brakes and all that, I have to take these tires off and things like that. I didn't even, you know, sometimes there might be a problem with the rim of a tire, and you might be able to fix the rim. If you can't fix the rim, you got to separate the rim from the tire and buy a brand new rim, and then put the rim and the tire back together. There's a tire changer and all that back behind there. I didn't even know you had to balance tires, that you're supposed to balance tires when you replace them. I didn't even know that. And when I went to go put the tire back on, it said that it wasn't fixed. So I was trying to figure out what happened, because this game, I'm going to tell you guys something, does not come with an in-game manual of, like, if this is wrong, then you need to do this. It's literally, you have to be problem solving. You have to use the items that you have unlocked, because you will get more upgrades in your garage. You'll eventually be able to restore an entire car and go to a junkyard, buy cars and restore them and paint them and things like that. And you can even resell them after you've restored them and make more money, which I have not got nowhere near close to doing yet. But you can see here I'm fixing the car. I put the tire back on after changing the brake disc, the brake disc, ventilated brake disc there. And then I'm looking around for my next blue highlight, and I see it there. That's the brake caliper. And I'm about to change that. So you guys are wondering, is this a game? Is this a good game? I think it's a great game for those who, it's an excellent game for those who are mechanics and like that sort of thing. But I think it's even a better game for people who have little to no experience with cars at all, like myself, who are looking for a game as a teaching tool without using your real car and messing up your real car. Because that's what kind of makes me nervous about working on like a car of my own, is I'm afraid I'm going to break my car and then cause even more damage to it. So if you want to learn about cars and putting cars together, restoring cars, and that's something you've ever been interested in or curious about, and you even want to learn about car parts and things like that, this game is the game for you. I highly recommend it. Check it out. I'm going to give this game overall, I would say a 7.5 an 8 out of 10. The music can be a little repetitive, but the controls are really easy. The game is a lot of fun. I've spent probably about 6 hours the other day playing it. Anyway, my name is Brian Daniels. This is my review. Until next time, see ya!